Slipping my way through the cracks, and I hope you don't overreact when my body collapses.
This is what it feels like when you realize you're not eternal.
Back to back on this verse, I let the mannequin first.
What's going on, people? Mike C-Town here with an episode of Records and Ramblings. Before we get into the records, let's do a little bit of rambling. So, new metal fans, I had no idea that you guys were so fucking sensitive, man. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I recently reviewed the debut album of Slipknot just as a thing. You know, I've never heard it, and I just kind of wanted to see what all the hype was about, and I didn't like it, and Jesus Christ, you guys flipped the fuck out, man. Who knew that in 2019 saying that you were not a fan of a new metal album would be such a controversial statement? Oh wow, what a bunch of whiny titty babies. If I didn't know any better, I'd think that you made some Kool-Aid and accidentally used meth instead of sugar. Calm down, take a couple of jokes, it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, yeah, let's jump into the records. The first record I'm going to show today in this edition of Records and Ramblings is Arca with Zen. So it's funny, someone the other day asked me if I was a fan of Arca, and I figured this might be the best way to answer that question. So for those of you that don't know, Arca is a Venezuelan experimental electronic artist, very glitchy, very dark. I'm not sure how to describe her music. It's very experimental, it's very all over the place, but it creates this beautiful mood, extremely relaxing, kind of like what Coil's music does for me, or even like older Amon Tobin. But yeah, this is a really, really good record. I got it really cheap, and that's because it's not in the best of condition. You know, the sleeve has some dents and bends and stuff on there. The booklet's kind of jacked up. Well, you know, it's still really nice. Cool pictures inside there. Well, some of these I can't show because there's boobies. But yeah, this is a really, really good record. I know a lot of folks got put onto her, including myself, with her most recent album, the self-titled one. And this one is actually quite different from that album. The newest album is a bit more accessible, in my opinion. It's kind of almost like the stuff that Anne Honey, formerly Antony from Antony and the Johnsons, it's kind of close to what she did on her last record. But yeah, that one is really good, and this one is really good. So if you've not heard Arca and you're kind of, I don't know, lusting for some weird electronic music, definitely give this one a shot. Next we're going to show you guys, this is Coldworld with Wolves and Sheep. Hopefully you guys can kind of sort of see that. Yeah, so Coldworld is a black metal band from Germany. It's a one-man project. For the longest time I thought he was from Spain. I'm not really sure why. Maybe because he has another project, Sangre del Mergado. I'm mispronouncing the fuck out of that. And I believe that's all in Spanish, but I don't know why I thought he was from Spain. Anyways, Coldworld gets labeled DSBM quite a bit, but they sound like pretty straightforward black metal to me. Just really well played black metal, kind of fast. Definitely has some sad chords, but I don't know if it really all the way qualifies as DSBM. I guess DSBM is kind of a broad term. Comes with this nice poster that I'll probably never do anything with. This is limited to 300 copies. I don't know what number I have. Can anyone tell me what that number is? Fuck, it's not picking up. I don't know what the hell that number is. I think it's 133. I have no idea, but this is really fucking cool. If you've not heard Coldworld, definitely give them a shot. The guy behind this creates so much texture and atmosphere with his music that you can just sit down and just get sucked into this so hard. Okay, so the next couple of records that I'm going to show actually came from a viewer of my channel who decided to send me a shit load of records. Look, I see other people all the time opening care packages from people, and I'm always like, damn, I never get anything. But I mean, it's kind of a joke, but at the same time, it's kind of not. I don't really need anything. I didn't say it in other videos to get anything, but fuck, man, this was so goddamn cool. I won't say his name because I don't know if he wants his name floated around in videos, but if you're watching, NH, thank you so much. So this is only 2 records of the huge package that this guy sent me, but I just really wanted to show this off. This is Gauze. I don't really know the way you pronounce the title. It's in Japanese, but yeah. Gauze is a Japanese hardcore punk band that's been around since the early 80s, and I don't actually have any records of theirs. They're really hard to come by. I've been meaning to pick some up, so when I opened this, my fucking jaw dropped. This is unofficial, but it sounds really fucking good, and that's really all I care about. It's a really nice quality boot. This, I believe, is their second album, which came out in 1989. Fast, pissed off, super aggressive. I don't really know who to compare them to that you guys might be familiar with. To me, maybe they're like a Japanese Discharge, but weirder. Yeah, you guys probably cannot see that. Sorry, man. These lights, I just cannot get them adjusted to where they properly show off white stuff. Anyway, yeah, records on black, won't bother showing you that. But yeah, I am so fucking happy to have this. The dude even sent me like little postcards telling me about all the records that he sent. And yeah, I keep all of that inside here. But yeah, for a bootleg, it's really cool that they included that much stuff with it. Actually, I think I was wrong. I think that record is their 3rd record. I thought it was their 2nd. And this is another Gauze record, which I actually thought was their 3rd, but according to the card inside from NH, it says it's their 4th. So I'm going to go by with what he's saying. But yeah, it's another just fucking awesome record. This one is a bit more kind of snotty punk than the last one. Again, it comes with a lot of really cool stuff on the inside. Hopefully you guys can see that. I don't really do anything with posters. I've said a million times, I like to just keep all this crap inside the record, but this is a fucking nice ass bootleg, man. Really, really nice. I still gotta get some of their other stuff on wax. If I ever see it, I'll definitely grab it, but sometimes even the boots end up selling for a lot of money. But if you're a fan of like really weird Japanese punk, of course, if you're a fan of stuff like Gizm, I definitely would assume you've heard Gauze. If you've not, give them a shot. They're definitely one of my favorite punk bands. And now on to one of my favorite black metal bands that isn't talked about nearly enough. But yeah, this is Maniac Butcher with Lucan-Antikrist. Yeah, dude, anytime I listen to Maniac Butcher, I think about how underrated this band is. They're a Czech black metal band that's been around since like '93. Sometimes I wonder if they don't get talked about enough because of their goofy ass covers or their kind of weird name. I know if I was just walking by and I saw a record called Maniac Butcher, I'd probably assume it was super, super shitty death metal or really, really shitty thrash metal. But no, these guys are fast, aggressive, pissed off, violent black metal. I feel like they're a mixture of like Inquisition without the pedophilia and Darkthrone maybe. They definitely have that kind of angry, unorthodox sound that a lot of the Czech black metal bands have, but I just love that shit. And if it's the covers that are throwing you off, I don't know, man. You guys seem to be on board with those ridiculous Graham Belial's Key covers. So, yeah, I don't know. And this record I'm going to show you, this is another Maniac Butcher. I believe that other one is a repress. This is actually an original on Mutilation Records, but I don't know how to pronounce the name of the album, so you can look down there in the description section, figure that out for yourself. But this is their third album, and it absolutely rules. This is where they get a bit more raw and a bit more aggressive. It almost reminds me of Judas Iscariot at times, with how nasty the riffs are and how the vocals are just so gross. But yeah, this is the one that I'd probably tell people to start with because it's definitely my favorite. There's no insert. I actually don't know if it's supposed to have one, and the record's on Black Won't Bother telling you that. But yeah, this was limited to 300 copies, and I have number 200, if you can see that, which you probably cannot. But anyways, yes, this band is incredible. They definitely need a whole lot more praise. And the last record I'm going to show on this edition of Records and Ramblings, this is Turbonegro with Ass Cobra. So I got this from my really good homie, Henry Derek Ellis, after a night of being out on the streets of LA, getting our drink on, getting crunk like a motherfucker. Yeah, he gave this to me when we got back to his place. I hope he didn't just give this to me because he was drunk. But anyways, yeah, I love this album. This is Turbonegro's third album. This is where they started to show a bit of a shift towards like having those glam influences, as opposed to just like the more aggressive and stripped back punk rock that was on their first couple of albums. But yeah, this is a great album. Midnight Nambla, I am a denim demon. It's my shit. And of course, everyone knows I Got Erection. That's one of their biggest songs. But yeah, speaking of Turbonegro, I actually saw Hank Von Hell a few weeks back, and that show was fucking incredible. And he actually played a couple of Turbonegro songs that just sounded just great. That's going to do it for this edition of Records and Ramblings. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As usual, thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you. And I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out, boy.